Just bring them up fast. Sunday, don't let the time pass. Sunday, it has some BS in ministry and pick appointed by an MP. Then you have to monitor. Are they on board with the agenda? Well, if not, tell them to pack. Your first obligation is to this rock. We'll continue cleaning, backing up everything. But what we expect, clean up campaign full effect. Clean them up fast. No time to relax. I know it's a task. So clean them up fast, fast, fast. And hey, all hands on deck. We clean it. Mr. Minister, this land was a mystery. Mr. Hotspot and the hotspots, like magicians, were running this country. Mr. Hotspot, you in the hotspots, many things here in a flash disappear. With passport and land, put into foreigners' hand. They used to make money chop from account to account. Some had money in fact, but that evaporate. Coffin money dissipate. It's time you disinfect with this. Boots on the ground is not just a trap. For winning lally, clean up this one. Fast and don't let the time pass. The contracts of Patrick Simmons, how did it land in NNP cars? And they don't let the time pass. And then, if the real source is Jack or Jill, and you have to get that lick seal. Just bring them up fast. Don't let the time pass. Sunday, the loan you got from GDP, it was done legitimately. How did it vaporize? Straight into the public eye. Such actions you must deposit in a garbage bag, not to rubbish heap. We'll continue cleaning, butting up everything. What we...
Good afternoon and welcome to the Dynamic Hour. Every Sunday from 1 to 2, we converse using radio and social media. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. When you share, you give your friends, your colleagues, the opportunity to listen in, to view, to follow, to be a part of the conversation. I want to start off today by saying that this song by Monique Cummins is a very appropriate one for today's program, because what we have been witnessing in recent times must make all of us extremely concerned with some public officers. It seems as though they're on a crusade to undermine this legitimate government, because there is a level of jealousy and shock that this government has been able to achieve the impossible, to surpass the expectations of a lot of people. And to derail such agenda, they would have to activate their cells in the different ministries, in the different departments, so as to slow down, so as to give some of their people, the NNP sympathizers and the supporters, contracts and gigs, as I would call it. But they will fail, because the government will act and must act to clean up the system. And you must clean up the system even if one or two people will open their mouth and talk. Because you clean up or you don't, they will still talk. So there is a need for courage. There is a need for balls. There is a need for gall and bravery to do this work. I say this because there are people within the system who don't like the government. They don't like Grenada. They don't want to see Grenada succeeds. They want Grenada to fail. So they would do everything in their power, of course, influenced by those obstructionists who is power hungry, power thirsty, desperate beyond all measure for power. They want to get back into power, and they would team up with the adversaries. They would team up with those who want to sabotage, undermine, destabilize, to see that this government fails. They are working overnight. And we know, and there are people who are on their podcast or who, when the campaign started, in the lead up to this, to the election of June 23rd, who were out front attacking Andy Williams. And is what that individual didn't say about that house that he constructed. But that same individual wants to eat a good food. That same individual wants to eat a good food under this same government. How could that be fair? Then you have another one who is on a podcast, right? And she is always bitter. She attacks Ron Redhead and Andy Williams consistently so. I don't know what they did to her. She wants to eat a good food come this carnival. But thankfully, we were able to identify within short order that these people are not genuine about carnival. They want to eat a food. They want to continue eating a food. So you want to cost the person who is feeding you. You want to bite the hand that's feeding you because you want cash. You want to live the normal life. And all of a sudden, you see what's happening. So you want to be cosmetologists. Huh? You want to be the person putting stuff on the face of the queens and so on. Huh? And then you have another one who wants to be the moderator of the Queen Show. And then you have another one on his podcast, more so every night, running him out about the government. And then he wants to, be the man streaming, It's amazing. He had one who tried to embarrass the CBI because that individual was involved in some Chinese company. And she's all about the place. So they're all about the place. And they're doing these things in broad daylight. They're not hiding, So these ministers showing up to events, and they're the ones who are conducting it, hosting it, managing it. But something has to be wrong with these people who believe that they can just cuss the government, bad talk the government, wish the government bad every day, every night, and always singing that this government gonna fail and this gonna happen, and then you want to come and get big check. You want to eat a big food. You can't bite the hand that's feeding you. Use Devon Britton, for example. This guy used to call radio programs, he used to be out there on platforms. But when the NDC won the election, he packed up his political hat and bag and shot and jersey and everything, and either he put it in the closet or he threw it away. And he remained calm and cool and he's doing his work. But no, these people can't do that. Right? They can't. So they're out there going after the government. But they still want to eat the biggest food. How could that be fair? Any rational thinking person, any person with common sense would say, but wait, you're cursing the government every day. You're attacking the same minister who is responsible for Spice Mass. You're attacking him every day. Right? The same Andy Williams who has more or less oversight because of his ministry and so on. You're attacking him every day. And then you telling me you want to come and eat a food and survive. As you say, you're a Grenadian. Okay, yes, you're a Grenadian. But if you're a Grenadian, you need to believe in Grenada. You want to see Grenada move forward. It's what it is. And I'm not saying that Devon changed politically. I'm not saying that. I am not talking about that. But I am simply saying that Devon Britton is smart enough to know that the man is working with a government entity. Simple like that. He's not out there calling a radio program and campaigning still as though election is next week or next month. It is simple. So I am saying there is a need for us to understand, right? These people are all about the place. They want to eat a food, they want to survive. But they cussing the hand that's feeding them. They cutting, they biting the hand that's feeding them. They have all kinds of stuff to say about the NDC, about this government, about the most honorable Deacon Mitchell, honorable Andy Williams, honorable Tevin Andrews, honorable Joseph Andel, honorable Dennis Cornwall, honorable Ron Redhead, honorable, all of them, all the members of parliament who are on the NDC side. But yet for all, they're lining up because they want to eat a food. They want to survive. Continue attacking, continue cussing and quarreling, but don't go in the line and come and beg for handout and beg for a little gig. What is this? So you believe that the NDC is that on our way? Huh? This is not the same NDC of 2008 to 2013, No. It's not the same. So we are not going to sit back and just allow you to exist in that little silo that you are in, cussing the NDC, cussing the government, attacking the government, going after everybody within the government, and still you're going to get a gig here, there, and everywhere to get a $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000. No. No, because you see, it will demotivate those who are fighting to keep this government there, right? And defend and promote this government. It will demotivate them. And the people who campaign and work extremely hard to get this government in power. This is common sense. But mind you, that is their objective. Their objective is to see the NDC supporters getting angry, getting upset. That is what they want. So they have people in different areas within government, statutory bodies, and so on, and they continue to eat a food. And this has to stop. It has to stop. Because I see some statutory bodies having events and activities, and who they have headlining it, NNP, pundits and activists, headlining it, moderating it, fronting, and they're the ones getting all these gigs. Because why? They have people within there. No, we got to balance this thing. We got to balance it off. Because ultimately, what would happen? It would demotivate the NDC supporters. It's simple like that. It will demotivate the NDC supporters. And you want that not to happen. Because if your base is intact, if your base is intact, then you have a good chance of winning and winning and winning. So your base must be intact, and you have to look for your people and make sure they get the little opportunities that are available. That's the politics. You cannot run away from that reality. Let them talk. Let them NNP supporters and pundits talk. Because when NNP was in power, they were looking for their people predominantly. So everywhere you turn, it was their people everywhere. And don't make them come and bring this rubbish in front of you to say, well, you say it's transformation, you say it's change, you will do it differently. Okay, we're going to do it differently, but it must be matriculatively. It must be step by step by step. You can't just do it one lick. It can't. In fact, there must be a mindset change. There must be a change of the way they think and operate. It's very important. It can't be just, it has to be a situation where, folks, just bear with me for one moment. Bear with me for one moment.
Yes, that clean up campaign full effect. Clean them up fast. No time to relax. I know it's a task, but clean them up fast, fast, fast. We clean it. People go talk, but don't take them on. Mr. Hotspot and the hotspot. You must rid this place of pollution. Mr. Hotspot, you in the hotspot. Let us breathe fresh air, not corrupt atmosphere. All them wait, bury your cremate. All who just they taking up space, bonus them from their comfort space. It's not the good you do. What I don't cannot can. Once you smell something rotten.
Yes. So it's so important that we understand how to marry the politics with governance, with government. Very important. We cannot, I repeat, allow these people to brainwash us to think that suddenly we need to usher in this new style of governance where we just bring in everybody and we make sure that those NNP, eat and survive and live big and so. No. That's not politics. That's not politics. That's not politics of longevity, right? You have to. It has to be gradual. Gradual. Your people must be taken care of, because remember, come next election, those NNP, they go in and campaign for NNP to get into power. Those NNP supporters, they are going next election to campaign for the NNP to get into power. So you could give them all kind of stuff. They're going to campaign for NNP to get in power. And the NDC supporters, if they are not happy, if you don't give them stuff, if you don't assist them, if you don't reach out to them, then they will refrain from helping you, refrain from campaigning, refrain from doing those things to get you re-elected. And then those technocrats who get in all the big gigs and all the big work and so on, they don't care about the politics. They would go home and relax, hoping that NDC wins again by the foot soldiers and ordinary people doing the work. That's how it's done. That's how it's done everywhere, right? Those technocrats, those jacket and tie people, those big work people, you don't see them on the battlefield. You don't see them on the on the ground. You don't see them, doing the work, the political work. I mean, they're reaping the harvest because, they would get the big gig. They're doctor this and master's degrees this and bachelor's this and all this and this and that, right? But when it comes to the politics, you don't see these people. They're not around. But you have to go back to the ordinary man, the simple NDC foot soldiers and the people who voted and so on for you. So you have to get your foot soldiers into the different ministries, into the different departments, into different programs and all these different things and give them stuff. I'm happy to hear that the Bushing program will commence sometime next, I think the 15th. Is it the 15th of July? Sometime on the 15th or so, sometime before Carnival. But that needs to come on. The Bushing program needs to start, and you make sure you give your people the supervision work, the supervisor work, and the checker work, and the contract and so on. You have to make sure you do that. And you make sure you get all your people to get the little fortnight and so on, the two fortnights, even if you have to give them 2 or the 4 fortnights, give them 4. So be it. You have to give your people the work and the opportunity and the jobs. You create it, yes, you go mix, you go give other people a little blight. So be it. Nothing wrong with that. But the ratio has to be a 7-30, a 70-30, right? Or a 7% versus, not 70% versus 30%. So 7-3, right? Or 8-2. You have to balance it off because it's politics. And you have to marry your politics with your governance, because government could perform well, but you could still lose the election because your base, your foot soldiers were not fairly treated, right? Those NNP supporters, still, they were given everything. They were benefiting, and that is what normally happens. So we have to break the neck politically of this, what they go say, and what they would think, and let them talk. So what? So what? We have been out here for 23 years and a half, begging, pleading, fighting for basic stuff, and we never got it. You look at the police force, who were promoted there? NNP. The majority of them. The prison, who were promoted there? NNP. Within the public service, those PSAs and head of departments and so on, the majority of them under the NNP. The NNP promoted them. All those little contracts, special projects and all those little things. Who got it? NNP. Right? The Bushing son, NDC could get a contract on the Bushing on the road and so on. You're joking. That would never happen. Never. So I'm even sponsorships and government putting ads on the NNP. They put it on the NNP stations and so on to boost them and keep them going. So they knew what they were doing. I am saying we need to understand that. That's politics 101. Let them talk. So what? So what? We have been balling for 23 years. Right? So you have to focus on your people, because the base of the party, the 20-something thousand people, the 25,000 people, they need you more than ever before to reach out, to connect, to do stuff. And look, there are some folks in government who did not win their seat. You did not win your seat. You were made a minister. What do you think? You need to work harder politically to get re-elected. But some of you believe that you're a public servant. Stop the damn stupidness. You're not a public servant. About you're a public servant. NDC lose today, tomorrow they kick you out. You're out. In fact, you're out even before. So this notion, some of you, you're a housing supervisor and you believe you're a public servant. NNP comes into power, they kick you out. You're on a statutory board. You believe that you arrive, you're a public servant in some big thing. NNP come in power, you have nothing. You have nothing to fall back on. Nothing. Nothing. You're a seed officer or whatever. What you believe you are? You are never appointed by the Public Service Commission. You're out. They give you a little contract. You believe that you're some big government worker and some, what's wrong with you all? Huh? Or you forget the politics? What got you there? Huh? What got you in there? What got you where you are now? You on some board, you on some department thing. What got you there? NNP come and pour you gone. You finish. It's what it is. So the one you're playing as though you're some public servant, some nice, but give me a damn break. Stop it. Look for your people. Look for your people to make sure that they're happy. You cannot please everybody, but you have to try to please at least the majority. You have to try to please the majority of your supporters. And don't try to play nice with NNP supporters. What's wrong with you? When the election time comes around, they're not campaigning for you. They're not supporting you. You believe they would lie for you. NNP supporters are very good at lying and pretending. They would pretend that they're with you and they support you. Support what? They're studying you. They're not studying. They're tricking you so they can get work. They can get opportunities and you're going to laugh gigi like Sheshe Cat. Right? Well, I get that one to turn. Turn what? Turn what? Huh? You joking or what? So you have to look for your people. Always look for your supporters in the constituency, at the national level. You have events, you have activity. Look for your people and give them the opportunity. Let them NNP talk. So what? Let them talk. We have been bawling and crying and pleading for how many years? 20-something years. 20-something years. We have to be real. We have to be real people because they're undermining the government and they are boastful. Some of those NNP, they get an opportunity and they boasting. And they boasting to the NDC supporters to say, well, your government in power, and look, we're still getting big contract, we're still getting this, we're still getting that, we're still getting all the opportunity. So you have to understand, you have some people, you are not elected as a member of parliament. You are appointed as minister of this and minister of that and minister of that. Don't play as though they vote for you and you play. What's wrong with you? You have to understand the politics. Understand the politics to get the job done, to make sure that our supporters, if you have your base, there are a lot of NDC supporters that I meet on a regular basis and they are not happy. And mind you, they don't want anything personally, They're not happy with certain things. And I would listen to them and I feel their pain. I feel their pain because they see NNP people getting the thing, eating a big food and enjoying it all, while we were the ones who labor and fight to get the party in power. Because don't fool yourself. If the 25 or 26,000 NDC supporters, the base, didn't go out and vote, come on, the swing caused the additional 6,000-7,000 people to vote for the NDC. And that's great. That's just 6,000-7,000 people. That's a swing. So people call from overseas, they call their family members and friends, and they went out and vote. Those who registered, and we were able to persuade them, and so they went out. But your base must be happy with you. Your base must be cool with you. They have to always be happy. I'm telling you, and Grenadians still rely on a personal touch politically to be loyal and to be supportive of you. A personal touch. And I spoke about that on the program only recently. I spoke about that. A personal touch. So a person who gives that family some material assistance. NDC family. Because mind you could give NNP house, land, vehicle, money. They're still not going to vote for you. One or two of them may change. May change. But generally speaking, folks, you could go and sleep knowing that they're going to still vote for NNP and they're going to lie to you to make you believe that they're supporting them. I go about every day. I'm not like some people who lock up in the house. And I just notice things. I am no fool. There's some police officers, senior police officers, who are still loyal to the NNP. Don't make them fool you. Loyal. Yep. They meet in their little caucuses from time to time. Senior public servants, to all of them. Don't fool yourself. Look for your people. Look for your people in the constituency. And when they call you, return the call. As a minister of government, you cannot return everybody's call one day, but fight and try to return the calls of these people. Get your personal assistant to return the calls. If you cannot do it, let your personal assistants do it. People call me, and I would go back, and I'll press, missed calls, and I'll call back. I'm not perfect, but I'll call them back, and I'll listen to them, and I see what I can do. It is important. They call you, you don't know what they call you for. If you cannot handle it, give your personal assistant or the person who's assisting you to call back. Call them back. You have free calls on your phone. Your phone, you could call anybody anytime. Free. Taxpayers paying for it. Simple like that. You call them back. Speak to them. Find out. There's some people who call just to make sure that everything is A-okay with you. There are some people who just want to donate. They want to give something to you, to your constituency. You need to understand it's the politics that gets you into power, not government. You some big, high and mighty minister. Give me a damn break. For how long? Big and high and mighty, some minister with jacket and tie and all kind of choppiness when people trying to reach you, they can't reach you. Right? Some certain things that are important. It's mind-boggling. You arrive. Some of you did not even win your seat. You did not even win your seat. You are made a minister, a senator, and appointed as a minister. You did not even win your seat. People didn't even vote for you totally to get there. So you're so big that you can't understand that? Huh? Come on. You have to reach to that place where you understand the politics in governance. You can't be so high and mighty that you ignore that. And look for your people. You have opportunities in your departments and so on. Look for your people. This thing about, merit and merit and merit. Hello. That has to be a gradual process. Yes, you're going to, the people are qualified and so on. Yeah, you're going to give them the opportunity. But you can't tell me that you have people who are qualified, and because that person is X, Y, and Z, they say, okay, that person has more merit and they're more bright. NNP, they might be an NNP sympathizer and supporter. So you're giving them over your people? Huh? And some of them little jobs and them security, cleaning work, clock, little secretary, little thing. Simple thing. What do you want? Do you want somebody to have a first degree for it? And a second degree? Look for your people. Do not allow the permanent secretaries in some of those ministries to just do what they want. They're going to look for their people. Most of the permanent secretaries are NNP supporters. And I have no apology for that. Most of the permanent secretaries in government, they are NNP supporters. Most of the senior staff of the ministries, they are NNP supporters. Most of them. Yeah. And it's common sense. NNP has been there for 23 years and a half. You only got a blight for 4 years and a half between 2008 and 2013. And during that time, you didn't hire much people. Right? So the NNP was doing all the hiring, all the promoting, all the everything. So these people are loyal to the NNP. They are loyal to the NNP. Don't fool yourself. That's who they are loyal to, not you. They will pretend. But most of them, they're sympathizers of the NNP, and they will work overnight to derail your agenda. And if you leave certain things in their hands, they're going to get their people, they're going to give their people, the NNP people, the contracts. And I know for a fact that some of them call in those on the other side to find out who they could send to get this job and that job. Wake up and realize what's going on. Yes, some of them, they are calling because opening here, an opportunity here. They call in those on the opposite side to find out who they could send to get this job and that job so they could continue eating their food. I'm telling you, the bloodline of these people, the blood of these people is money. And if they could continue eating, living normal lives, getting the work, getting the opportunity, then they don't have to worry. They don't have to worry. They don't. So you have to be tactical. You have to be strategic, or else what you find will happen. Your people will become disgruntled, upset, bitter, angry, and so on. And their people will be happy even if they're not in government. So this nonsense talk about you say you're going to be transformative and you're going to be, it's a transformation and that. You can't play nice with these people. Your mother, what, politically? You in trouble. You will be in trouble. You cannot be too nice with these people. You have to look for your people. You must look for your people. You have to. And I urge you, because a lot of sabotage is taking place, and it's like you leave it up to the PS, you leave it up. Come on, you have opportunities to create employment and jobs for your people, and you leave it up to these people and they're dictating. You need to put your foot down and show them who is boss, who's in charge of this damn ministry. You got to show them, or else you move them from there to another ministry or somewhere. You have to show these people who is boss in these ministries, or else you're in trouble. They go right over you. They go do everything and anything they want. You got to wake up. You have to wake up. Right? So that's the first thing I want to see. The second thing is, our supporters need to understand that there is a process for the awarding of contracts when money is coming from the Caribbean Development Bank, the World Bank, and donor agencies, right? And I'm speaking specifically to the folks in Carriacou. The minister has nothing to do with the awarding of contracts for a particular person, nothing whatsoever. It would be an open bidding process, and anyone who believes that they can do the work, they were going to get the documents and they're going to bid and they're going to submit it. So they're going to bid, they're going to do all what is required and submit, and then the CDB, the World Bank, or whoever is funding will then select the contractor and so on. So do not believe that the minister of Carriacou and P.T. Martin had anything to do with the awarding of any contract or contracts. And do not believe that the government can then step in and say, no, don't give that person. If that person submitted with the external donor agencies, right? And that is what happens normally. And that person gets through, right? That's the process. That is what happens. So you may not like who gets the contract, but at the end of the day, that person has to do what the contract says. So that is something I need to tell you, because the NDC supporters are too quick to hype and circulate this and circulate that and make people believe that the ministers have anything to do with this thing. That's not the case. You got to understand there's a process, and it will happen that way. If it's local, if it's a government thing, then something different. Government money spending and da. It's something totally different. Right? Then they could, make sure that in there, the people of that area get some work, within. So you have a contractor, and you make it clear that 60% of the workers should come from, that kind of thing. That's government. That's different. But when it's external, when the money is coming from external sources, there are conditions, there are procedures, there are things to follow. So don't get all angry and all furious and all bitter and all sour. And well, how that could happen? And stop all your damn nonsense. Stop it. Stop all your stupidness. Right? And how the minister could allow that? And stop it. Right? Understand. There is a process. There is some procedures and so on. These things are not hand-picked and you pick somebody and say, you take the work and you take the work. No. So you have to understand that. So I see some of those NDC folks, they posting, and how down go get it, and how down, and don't be carried away by, well, I saw a particular individual post some stuff. NDC individual post a stuff giving you the impression that, no. No, sir. There is a process to follow, and they're guided by that. In fact, I have been involved in this thing before. So I know what I'm telling you. Right? So again, I tell you, you got to understand there's a process in place. So that's the two things I really wanted to speak to you about. There's a lot of people within those different departments and ministries. They are sabotaging the government. They're undermining the government. And they're working overnight to do that. Right? The ministers need to take charge of that. And there's a need for the marriage between the politics and the government. Governance. Very important. Do not forget what gets you there. What vehicle got you there. Very important. Do not forget that. The politics. And when people call you, listen. Call them back if you miss their call. Don't ignore it. Don't. Call them back. Speak to them. So there are some key people. You ought not to miss their call. And if you miss the call, you call them back. Don't believe that you are so important, you're so big, you're so large and in charge. When election time comes around, you have to go back to them same people to beg them for like money for bus and for jerseys and for campaigning and for to pay your workers and to this and that. Where you get the money from? You think you're getting it from government? Where you going to get it from? The same foot soldiers you're going to need. The same people. And you may not want to answer certain people from other constituencies and other areas, but they might be important for that person in that constituency. It may not be you. So you might be the minister of this. And the person called you. They're not calling you for anything. Right? They won't call you for anything illegal or anything of that sort. If you realize that you could guide them accordingly and explain to them certain things, and you stay within, the ambits of the law and so on. But you have to understand somebody from other constituency might call you to speak to you about certain things, right? Don't ignore it. Call them back. If you can't do it, let your personal assistant or your secretary or whatever call them back. You have to develop that habit. It goes a long way. I give you a typical example. Someone called me and they say, Kim Jones, boy, thanks for calling me back because I missed their call. Right? I was somewhat engaged. So I normally go through my phone and, call back. And the person said to me, I was calling you because I came from the United States and I want to purchase 2 tickets. Right? So if I didn't call back, then I missed that. You see? There's another person again who said to me, Kim, I was calling you because someone gave me something for you. They gave that person, a little package for me. I call back. It's what it is. I call back and someone say, okay, I'm just trying to reach that minister because I have some medication and some supplies, I have some stuff to or I want to assist in that area, I have some thing coming up, and you understand the point? And I would try to reach those ministers because when I call, they normally return my call if they miss it or something, and that's out. But that's what I do because I know it's good. It's a good thing. But it's important. If you can't answer, let your personal assistant, let your secretaries answer. And don't ignore people call and play you. You arrive and you're big and you're large and you're in charge. Some of you don't even win all your seats. You do not even win your seats, some of you all. So don't play that you're bigger than everybody else. And to those who win their seats, you have to be re-elected. Come on. So it's important to build relationships and maintain relationships. Very important. It's key in all of this politics. So you have government. Don't believe government gonna make you win anything. Win what? When election time people come, they study about government and win. There is a need for you to reconnect with the base of the party and the supporters, small as they might be. It is important that you reconnect with your people. Don't play big and high and mighty and in charge. No, reconnect with your people. And it's a numbers game. Make sure that you look for your people. You look at me. I try my best when the Deacon Mitchell support group, they have the event, I promote the event. When the New York chapter have the event, I promote the event. When the NDC chapter in Florida have the event, I promote the event. When Canada support group and NDC chapter there have the event, I promote the event. When England, they have their stuff coming up, I promote the event. The local, all the different constituencies, they send me stuff, I promote it. Because why? I understand this. It is important to build relationships. It is important to support your own. Look, Junior George, if I call him in the night and I say, boy, I have a little problem here, within no time, he would sort it out for me. He would call me, say, do that, do that, do. Junior George. When he has his stuff, I have to promote it. I will, because it's reciprocating. It's reciprocal. In other words, reciprocate means to do likewise, to give back same, to do same or similar, to reach out the same way, right? That's important. And I know that I understand that. Because you may need the person down the road. That's key, very important. So we have to be like that, a family, a unit, looking out for one another. Very, very important. Very important. I urge you to do that. Very important. And while I am on that note, I want to encourage you to support my first event. I want to encourage you to support my first event as the first event in a series of 10, right? Leading up to the 10th year of me being on radio, volunteering my time, effort to you to do this, the 2 programs and all the other things that I have done, right? The first event is at Wildwoods Park. It's on August the 3rd, Thursday, August the 3rd. It's carnival time in Grenada. So people are coming in Grenada, and those who are here in Grenada, they are partaking in a number of events and activities. It's a big people event. In other words, it's a live band. It's not jump and wave and misbehave. It is different. It is more mellow type event with a live band that's solid. The band, one of the best bands on island, and selector Beast, one of the more popular DJs out there. It starts at 4 p.m. and it goes into the night, right? Local foods, and it's all inclusive. All inclusive. So the food, it's local food. Don't come, you would not be able to come there and look for all this kind of, you understand the point? Local foods, local stuff, oil dong, stew turkey and coconut bakes, manish water, dry peas, rice and peas, dry peas, and some, maybe some fried fish or grilled fish or fried jacks or that kind of thing, local stuff, a tonya log, that kind of thing, a fried breadfruit and fried jacks, saltfish sauce and provision and that kind of thing you're gonna get there. That's what it is about, the local stuff, right? And the bar, it's all inclusive. So drinks, food, music. It's 300 EC. 300 EC. It's 110 US. And you don't have to wait till you come to Grenada to purchase the ticket. So far, we have sold 10 tickets. So far, 10. So far, we have sold, but the event is how many days from now? It's about 3 weeks and days from now. Well, let's say in 3 weeks' time, that's when the event will be. I sold so far only 10 tickets. 3 had copy, 3 had like an actual ticket, right? 3 actual ticket like this, actual ticket, 3 like this, and 6 online. We need to do better than this. You don't have to wait to come to Grenada to buy the tickets. You can buy it online. And if you're in Grenada, you can buy it online. on ridebuy.com. RYDEBUY.com. Ridebuy.com. RYDEBUY.com. Let me tell you why I am telling you you need to buy your tickets online. Because if you wait too late to buy it, then I would not be able to prepare for the event. Because remember, it's a fundraiser. And I am not going to, prepare stuff more than what is required. You see the point? And if it's too late, then it's a problem. That is why I'm stressing the need for you. Don't wait too late to buy a ticket. And if you can't come, if you are not coming, you can buy a ticket or two as a form of support. Because this is towards the radio station, a radio station, where we can expand, where we can reach more people and do more stuff. That is what it is towards. Not money to put in my pocket. It's towards that purpose. Right? So it's a true test. Because a lot of people come, we go buy ticket, we go come, we go. Buy it now. Buy it now. You could buy it online. You don't have to wait for last minute to do so. Because if you buy it now, you will help me in preparing the stuff. Because if you're dealing with food, you need to prepare in advance. You need to make sure you have all the food and everything. Drinks, you need to make sure you have the required amount of drinks. It doesn't make sense you have you order and organize drinks because it's all inclusive for 150 people, and then 50 people come. Then you have drinks for 100 people, and that's a bus. Then you have to pay. You have to find the money to pay for all these drinks in ice and in water and all kind of stuff. And the food waste. And you understand the point? So I am urging you, one hand can clap. And if you believe in what I do and you want to see it succeed, I urge you to, if you can't come, sponsor a ticket or two. Go there online and do that. Sponsor a ticket or two. Don't wait until you come to Grenada. And if you come to Grenada, yes, you can buy some tickets or so, but it will help a lot, a great deal, if you buy it online. If you come to Grenada, you can get a ticket at Ricky's Bar in St. George's. At Ricky's Bar in St. George's, right? You can buy a ticket. And for those who I have been promoting your stuff throughout the year, throughout the 9 years, it's a good opportunity for you to buy a ticket or two as a form of support towards the radio station itself. One hand can't clap. This is the first event and you want it. And I'm not worried, people. Don't believe I'm worried. So there are folks on the live who say, well, don't worry and don't worry. I'm not worried. Don't be confused. I am not worried. Kem Jones is never worried. But I am that kind of person who loves to let you know, because I'm transparent. I'm the person, I'm real. What you see is what you get. Right? So I promote your stuff, I push your stuff, you're out there, you like what I do. It's a good opportunity to buy a ticket. Right? To go online, it's Ride, and it's easy, like 1, 2, 3, and it's not hard. You just go on Ride, that's RYDEBUY.com, and you see my event, big and bold. Just go down, you see it, you click add to cart, add to cart. That's easy. Add to cart. Okay, once you're ordering something, you have to put in your cart. Add to cart, you click it, bam, add to cart. When you add to the cart, then they're going to say order now. When you click that, then it comes up, you put your name, your little information there, basic information. And then you press order. And then it gives you the space to put your card information, your credit card or your debit card information. And that's Junior George platform, huh? Right? So it's safe. Your information there. And then when it goes through, it goes to your email. The receipt goes to your email with all the information to your email. So it tells you that you just purchased a ticket. Then I will get the notification. So I will know if you purchase or not. That's why I could tell you only 6 tickets were sold online so far to date. So I would know, and I would know the names of the people who actually purchased the tickets, right? That's important, very important. So again, I just saying, it's important that you buy the tickets in advance, because when you do, you help in the process to make sure that we get the radio station, because that is what I'm striving for. The next step is to have that radio station, right? That modern radio station with the required equipment to facilitate that. So this is the first event, and I will be celebrating 10 years on podcast, radio, talk show, May next year. So between now and May next year, the 10 events I would have, 10 events. So I want to urge you to buy a ticket. And if you're in Grenada and you want to buy a ticket, you can holler at me, you can call me up, and I can guide you to where by Ricky's Bar, and I have tickets too. It's 300 EC and it's 110 US, and it's 150 Canadian. 150 Canadian. All right? So I want to urge you to buy the tickets in advance. Earlier is better. It helps me to plan. I want to thank the people who continue to, support. There's a young lady who just came from America. She brought down some Hawaiian, necklaces, right? And some, glow sticks and stuff, glow bands and so on. Thank you very much. The gentleman who's coming down, he's also bringing down some Hawaiian stuff for me with the hope that, we're going to have enough people to be a part of this event. If you're out there, I need some stuff like plates and glasses. I need some plates and glasses and forks and spoons, not the inferior type, those that are, at least it has a certain standard to it. You're coming back to Grenada. It will be nice if you can assist with that. And there are other little things that, it will cut down the cost of the whole event, the expenditure, sorry. So if you're out there and you're coming back home, you can hold a couple of things in your suitcase or your carry-on, sorry. If you have a barrel you're saying on before, you could assist in that regard. It will really be helpful, because there are certain little things that I need, right? For, the cocktail tables and so on, the tables, the skirting, the covering, little decoration for the place. We have to up it, So if you can assist in that regard, I will really appreciate that. I would love that. So that too. But it's important that you buy a ticket or two. Remember, it's RIDE, as RYDE, buy, BUY.com. That platform, you go there and you buy your ticket. And those who play bingo and so on with Junior George, you know that platform. It's not hard. All right? So I want to wish you all the best. Thank you very much for continuing to support what I do. And we will continue tomorrow, God's willing, again from 8 a.m. I'll be on from 8 a.m. And I look forward to having you. And let us continue to support our party, defend our party, promote our government, and defend our government. All right? We have a lot to achieve together. Take some time, but we have to learn as we go. But we have to look for people consistently. So look for our people, help our people, make sure that our people are happy. Because if they're not, we will be in problems. And don't believe because you're a minister here or some senior this and senior that, you just abandon everybody and abandon the politics. It's the politics that get you there. You're on some board and you're big and high and mighty. You're director this and director that. Utter rubbish. What gets you there is the politics. Because if it was not for NDC being in power, you would not have been there. It would have been the NNP people there. Think about it. Take some time and think about it. Folks, bye for now. Bye for now. Take good care. Bye for now. We have to wrap it up at this point in time. Let me just play this to wrap it all up at this point.
The proceeding was a paid program. The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests of this program and not the views of this radio station.